Alright, enough of that. Enough of that! Goodness. Oh. You're gonna hear a beep. Turning off my phone. If you hear a slight humming in the background, it's I now finally invested in a dehumidifier for this damn room. So that's nice. Oh man. Alright. So I am hoping that everybody watched the episode today before you came in here. And today, I actually remembered to take notes, believe it or not. So I have Pepsi, and I hope everybody's having a good day, because I certainly am. I just finished making some pizza sauce, and I keep like tweaking it little bits to see what I can do with it. Someone got a haircut? Just a trim. I do this like every few weeks. Is whenever the buzz cut starts to get a little too long, I trim it down. But yeah, I have homemade pizza dough in the fridge, and I made the sauce just now. Which, I mean, sauce is easy. It's basically just take tomato, garlic. If you want onion, I'm not a big fan of it. And you either blend them or just crush them together, however you want to do it. And then, depending on how sweet you want your sauce, you can add a little sugar to it. And if you especially want it to be sweet when you put it on your pizza, add a little tomato paste to it, because tomato paste will usually have sugar. I do not. I am not a fan. I like a savory sauce. So, mine has just tomato, garlic, and then some other things. You know, different seasonings, basil, pepper, salt. What else did I put in it? But the one thing I did different is I always put together a cheese blend to put on pizzas. I wanted to try something a little different this time. I was using Monterey Jack with mozzarella, and it was kind of, how do I put this? It wasn't bad whatsoever. It just didn't add anything. I was like hoping it would add like a zing to it, but it didn't. So instead what I did was the stores near me are finally starting to stock not like pre-grated Parmesan, but Parmigiano Reggiano. You know, the blocks of it, the small ones. So I grated that and mixed it in with the mozzarella. So I think that this next pizza series that I'm going to be making is going to be pretty dope. So, but anyway, have not gotten into the show yet, just for anybody who's coming in. I was just talking about my day. But the one thing I did different with the sauce is, with the Parmesan, you'll notice if you ever get like a wedge of Parmigiano Reggiano, the end of it is hard as a rock. So what I did was, while the sauce was cooking, because I always cook my sauce, you should always cook your marinara. While I cooked the sauce, I put that end, the rind, in the sauce itself, and after about 10 minutes of cooking, fished it out. And added a little bit of body to the sauce, so it's really good. So, I'm pretty stoked. So I'll probably be having pizza for dinner tonight, because I had leftover chicken for lunch. But anywho, so GQuuuuuux, new episode, and anybody else think this was the best one yet? Because I think it was, and even more so than episode 2. So let me bring up my notes, just to kind of go over what is in the episode itself. So, to start from the top, we start off in the green base with Shalia Bull and him discussing SciComm performance. First stream able to catch, been enjoying your love your 1 year war explanation videos. Loved your top 10 mobile suit. Hey, thanks, Boz. I appreciate it. I will. Hopefully, the more you watch, the more you enjoy. But yeah, very much appreciate it, man. So that's how we started out. The one thing I also thought was really interesting that they mentioned at the start, and they showed, was that Side 6 is not happy that Zeon is there. Whoa, Ronan! Holy shit. Micah, I see you, like me, you have been heavily influenced by Animu, Ghost of the Shell, Gundam on, congratulations on the 30k subs. Yes, thank you, man. I appreciate that, dude. And yes, for those who did not know, we not only cracked, not only did we crack 30k subs, we got another 200 like the day after. So we're doing pretty good. There can always be more, but you know, I'm still of the opinion that slow and steady can still win the race. You know, the goal is by next year at some point having 50k. So I think we'll get there. I think we'll get there. Just got to keep moving. But anywho, the I thought that was just kind of interesting, though, that early in the episode they bring up the idea that, why didn't the alert go up? Hold on a second. That's bothering me. Let me bring up stream elements to make sure that I can unfuck that if there's an issue. See if it'll replay. Because the alerts are working. You're here for the seed hate. There will be more of that in the future. Yeah, why is this not? Hold on. Let me check my alert box. And see if there's an issue here. Let me do a test on it. So it still works, but it didn't want to play the, is the super chat one not working? Those aren't real, for those wondering. But so those are, I don't know what the fuck happened. I'm so sorry about that, man. Well, what I'll do is I'm gonna put a new link in this. So it might have been the web hosting got fucked up. But hopefully in the future that won't happen again. Either way, just know it's appreciated. Because every dollar counts these days, that's for sure. But anyway, so the opening of it is kind of like just kind of establishing some little things. Largely speaking, it's basically giving you the idea is like Zeon is still there. Their goals have not changed. They want the Red Gundam. This colony is not getting too happy, but what I thought was really cool was they hinted on the idea that basically there might be a civil war in Zeon brewing. So Kycilia and her brother Giran are still alive. We got confirmation of that in this episode. And, managed to get the real grade high new. I hear that was really good. I can't do real grades because how big my hands are, but, you know, that's going to be cool. You're probably going to really enjoy it. But anyway, yeah, Zeon Civil War is a distinct possibility. And I wonder if... I might have to go back and watch earlier episodes, but I wonder if that's part of the reason why they are so desperate to find the Red Gundam and get Char. Just ordered the 2024 Sinaju Stein Verkad today. Got a 12% discount. Very nice. I built the original. Mine's right there. And it's an excellent suit. It's probably one of my favorites I've ever built. So, you will probably dig it. Plus, that one has, like, all the additional sleeves, weaponry, and stuff. And it probably has the stuff from the original. So you can probably, like, build the original, but with the Zeon weapons if you don't want all the fucking Zeon shit on it. So, regardless, we'll have to talk more Gunpla stuff later. We're going to get back to painting streams very soon. My back is almost completely healed at this point. So, I've just got a couple more boxes of comic books to move out of here. So that they'll be safe in my room. And from there, we will start doing that. My plan right now, because what's today? Today's the 29th. My plan is hopefully tomorrow to do the do a painting stream. That's the plan. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm curious as to how that's going to work out. Because specifically, Caecilia was the one really interested in new types. And I'm kind of curious as to whether or not we would get, or if that's part of the reason why they want the Gundam is to basically to get their hands on that kind of research. Thank you for renewing your membership, Jeremiah. He says, well, who was the witch that was Noah's mother? Was that... Oh, you mean Hathaway's mom? No, that's not Mirai. That was not Mirai. That's not like her. She's a new character. She kind of looked a little bit like Mirai. I wondered at first, but when she says her actual name, I'm like, oh, it's not her. So, but yeah, I felt the same way, Jeremiah, when I first saw her. I'm like, is that Mirai? Like, don't tell me in this one Mirai became a pilot. But no, you're good, Boz. I appreciate it. So, and we'll get to that, Mensch. We will get to that. But the new character is named Shiko. And she came in specifically to meet up with the Junk Guild and to discuss getting into clan battle. And apparently the lady who is the head of that group, I don't remember her name, the redhead with the poofy hair. Let me find GQuuuuuux characters. There's actually a list on the Gundam Info website. I'm going to be using this a lot because I'm bad with names. Anqui, but we're just going to call her Anne, the redhead. Apparently Anne knows her. Which makes me wonder, with Anne, where does she come in regards to... She's very knowledgeable about the Federation. We'll just put it that way. To the point where it kind of made me raise my eyebrows. I'm like, oh? Like, you seem to know a lot, Junk Guild lady. Seem to know a lot more than I thought you would. So, there was that. But anyway, Shiko kind of takes a role of, is she a former Federation veteran? She might be. Shiko, the new character, is. They called her a witch. And that her reputation was that she had over 100 confirmed kills during the 1-year war, which is pretty crazy. Because I don't remember all of the ones. Kenneth Young was the best. Okay, so the AI has given me one. Ace pilots of the 1 Year War. Okay, Federation forces. In the Federation, there were only, during the original timeline, there were only 2 mobile suit pilots that had over 100 mobile suit kills. It was Amuro and Kenneth Young. Amuro obviously using the Gundam. Kenneth Young had a Gym Sniper Custom. And then later used a command type. The other ones that are out there, you have Lido Wolf, Charles Kissingham, Lon Ko, Franklin Novotny, Heinz Bear, Dennis Hanover. They had less than 100. So, so basically, I don't think she's a substitute for anyone. I think it's just showing that the timeline's a bit different. That the destruction of the white base changed how things were, were done. But anyway, the one thing that we found, but regardless, she just flat out says that she's going to be doing clan battle, and we find that she is going to be piloting a brand new type of mobile suit. And we see an old friend when we see the mobile suit development. Now, one thing I should say, a lot of people probably noticed that the engineers were wearing shirts that had the letter D on them. My brain immediately went to the new Decides. It's a different logo. It looks different. So I don't think it's supposed to be that. I think it's just gonna be like the name of the company is probably gonna be different. But the person who designed these mobile suits that we saw in this was none other than our old friend Mosk Han. Now, for those who don't know Mosk Han, he did 2 notable things. Defiance Industries. Thank you, Beowulf. But Mosk Han did two things specifically that we know during the 1 Year War. First, he upgraded the original Gundam before the ending of the war. And thank you, Kamikaze. But he did that before the end of the war. He also designed the Alex. So, having him here is interesting. I'll just say that. I'm curious if he's going to get more time on the screen, or if this is the only time we're going to see him. But I thought that was kind of interesting, because he was never a Xeon guy. He was always Federation. So it makes me curious about what exactly is going on at Side 6. Is it possible that there's mobile suit development going on there that is specifically for... Yeah, he's the guy who gave him the mag coding. But is he specifically there to design more suits for the Federation? Because one thing that they note is that these 2 particular suits were sold to the civilian sector. And the suits in question are called Gelgoogs. They're not Gelgoogs. They're gyms. That's what they are. They're gyms. Because the standard Federation suit now is the gun cannon and variations of the gun cannon. The gym is now the Gelgoog. Because instead of chasing the Gundam and not having their hands on one, so development went in a different direction with Xeon. Since they had their hands on it, development went more along the lines of how the Federation ended up doing it. They abandoned the mono eye. They abandoned all of the... It seemed like they just abandoned all of the things that we're used to with Xeon mobile suits, and instead went with what Project V was trying to do for mobile suits instead. So, gyms with a more Xeon-looking head. I just kind of chalked that up to the art style. Though admittedly, like the 3-prong head thing, you know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of the Zaku flipper. Have you guys ever seen that before? The Zaku flipper? Let me find an image for you. So this thing is kind of like the recon type Zaku. So it had this sort of these kind of eyes on it, but that's really the only similarity, because the rest of it just looks like a gym, like this universe's version of a gym. Because like, let me pull open the screenshot. So this is the screenshot I used for the title card. These just look like gyms. Honestly. Like, they just look like this show's art style version of a gym. But instead of a standard visor, they added a third eye. So, they kind of end up kind of goofy looking in the head design. The rest of it, though, you know, it's pretty standard or kind of in line with the rest of the universe. Ashimar had 3 sub-mono eyes as well. Did the Ashimar? I don't remember the Ashimar having 3. I thought the Ashimar was a single. Yeah, the Ashimar is a single. Its head is like a Dom's. Yeah, it kind of reminds you of the Zaku Recon. Yeah, a little bit like that too. But yeah, that's what I find so interesting, is that mobile suit development for both sides now ended up becoming similar to Project V instead of just one. Because the fact of the matter is that at this point in time, because Zeon got the Gundam, they got all of Temrei's research. The thing is that they already have it too. The Federation already has it too. So the idea that they could just develop their own doesn't really surprise me. And I'm genuinely wondering if that's what's happening. And that's why the presence of these suits was such a shocker to everyone. You know? Kind of give any Cold War vibes when the USSR got nukes? Yeah, I could see it. Could definitely see it. Also, I'm going to do the YouTube thing real quick. There's 60 people watching right now. I have not had a live stream with 60 people watching in a long time. So thank you all for that. That's awesome. Thank you for joining me. I'm trying to do the opposite of Cinder and stay humble. So, sorry, that was mean. No, it wasn't. But white women. God, we'll talk about white women later. But yeah, the clan battle starts, and the back and forth starts, and we find out that no, thank you. But we find out that this lady, did Temrei get sucked into space or die? We don't know, actually. I didn't see in episode 2 if that happened. So, well, I'm not sure, Belvolt. I really don't know. I'm hoping that they release GQuuuuuux the beginning on something. I would like to watch it and kind of pull it apart. But regardless, Zeta New Translation shows them when the head is damaged. That might be just a new translation thing then, because when the head is damaged in the original show, it's just a mono eye. But anyway, so the fight happens, and this fight was great. This fight was great. It was very tense. To the point where, like, there was just tense combat back and forth. And Cogrunner makes a good point. There was no MS explosion in episode 2 of the movie. Because what it is that causes Amuro's father to be brain damaged and to get flung out into the vacuum for a bit is him cutting the first Zaku in half. There's no, Char only fights one mobile suit inside 7, and he stabs it through the cockpit. So, but anyway, so the fight happens, and Machu, she is outmatched, completely outmatched by this Federation pilot. She is basically getting nullified. But the witch's, her whole gimmick is that she's going after the Red Zaku. Or not the Red Zaku, the Red Gundam, because Char killed her wingman, her Mav, in the 1 Year War, so she wants revenge. Plain and simple. Now, it's a wild thing because, like, this lady, after the 1 Year War, like, got hitched and had a kid. So she wants revenge bad. To a point where, like, she starts off when she first, you see her, she's actually like this, like, little sweetheart. And then in combat, she is kind of a witch, you know? And the gimmick with her that I thought was really cool is that she fires out on her mobile suit like a monofilament wire, but a mobile suit sized one with a hook on the end, hooking into mobile suits to tether them to her. So if anybody has ever played Guilty Gear Strive, I'm not going to recommend doing it now for a whole reason, but back when it was good, Baiken came out. Baiken's my girl, and not just because of her massive honkers, but Baiken had this thing where she could tether herself to an enemy and keep them within a certain range of her, and just beat the piss out of them, right? That's what this chick does with her mobile suit. She tethers people to her, and then kills them. And I'm like, this is really cool. And she pushes her mobile suits to the fucking brink. To the point, by the end of the fight, her Gelgoog, I keep wanting to say Jim, but I'm telling myself, say Gelgoog. Her Gelgoog is falling apart. Like one of the arms literally just gets torn to pieces from the G-forces. Because it's not an actual Gundam. And, the weird thing about the fight is that she is trying to, like, in clan battle, you're only supposed to cut the head off of the opponent's mobile suit. So it's kind of like G Gundam or G Witch, in the sense that, like, you destroy the head, you win. That's it. Because the head is not where the pilot is. And actually, G Witch specifically, if I remember right, it's you have to destroy the V-fin, or the antenna of a mobile suit. But anyway, but she's not doing that. She's going for the kill. And in turn, during the fight, everyone starts hearing a la sound. Well, we all know who that is. That's Lala Soon. Specifically, the noise that everyone heard when the Elmeth was out on the field. So what that confirms to me, the Moonchild, the one that was there that helped cause the event where people saw time, it was Lala. I'm convinced it's her. After seeing that, I'm like, it's definitely Lala Soon. So they start hearing that, and out of nowhere, this mobile suit instead of being piloted by the kid who's usually in it, what is his name? I have it listed here. No, I don't. Oh, Shuji. Shuji stops piloting like himself and pilots like Char. Gets behind her, and instead of cutting the head off the suit, kills her. Kills the enemy pilot. Which we find out during it that the witch was a new type. And when I saw that she was a new type, I'm like, oh, she's gonna live. Then they kill her. I'm like... And it felt cold. They flat out just fucking send her straight to the fucking afterlife. I'm like, God damn, bro. So I was like... I was kind of shocked. I'm like... Okay. We definitely are in a narrative situation here. Where Char is... His spirit is in the suit. And one thing he said... That Shuji said that the Gundam is telling him... Is... That the Gundam wants to go to Earth to find a rose. I don't know what that means. But that is apparently what they want to do. Is they want to go to Earth. At some point. So I think at some point we're going to be heading there. Either in this season or the beginning of a second season if there is one. And I have to say that this particular episode felt the most Gundam of any episode so far. Balanced Hydra says exactly what I'm thinking. That kill was very kill 'em all Tomino. Very Tomino moment. So most likely Sayla. I'm thinking it could be Sayla. Somebody says Haman. That's possible. It also, I also want to say this, because somebody gave me shit for it in the last video's comments. I'm still sticking to my theory. My theory is that, that Machu is a Puru. I'm still sticking with that theory that she is either a Puru or the Puru. Though she might be too... Actually, you know what? Never mind. Now I understand why that theory is not good. She's too old. She's in high school. So, she's too old for Puru. Puru would be 12 at this point in time. So, that's not a thing. But I do think that Shuji might actually not be actually Shuji. I think he might be Camille. I'm sticking with that one, at least for now. I think he might be Camille. So. So yeah. Let's leave it to... Let's do the theory crafting thing like we usually do. What are you guys saying? John in the chat says, out there, guess, but the rose is Garma. We know he's on Earth in this timeline, and Char never got his revenge on the zombies. Okay, interesting. Joshua Chong in the chat says, I suspect the rose is referencing the Rose of Sharon, which is the name of the test subject that Caecilia mentioned that disappeared in the lab during the Zeknova phenomenon. Okay. And I wonder who that would be. It's a biblical reference. Rose of Sharon is from, specifically from Song of Solomon. And it's also a kick-ass song by Killswitch Engage. That's an interesting theory, too. Shinji's too old. He's described as a man. I don't know. He looks like a teenager. Because Camille was not that far from adulthood. He's 17 in Zeta. He's just short. Because, yeah, believe it or not, there's a 3-year age gap between Camille and Judo. Judo's only 14. Let's see what else you guys think. Krieger says, I'm also curious if Federation Aces might be around as well, considering in the regular timeline we still have Shin Matsunaga, Johnny Raiden, etc. for Zeon. Yeah, I would be interested to see that. I'm curious where Amuro's at. You know, was he on Earth with his mom? You know, was he on the colony? Because if he doesn't go to the Gundam, then that means that, you know, he was either somewhere else on that colony, maybe still fucking around with his robot, with Haro, or maybe he was on Earth with his mother. Because for those who if you don't remember, his mother was on Earth giving medical treatment to refugees, so he might be there with her. So, I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. Judo always seemed older than me. That's wild. He acts that way. That's the funny thing. Despite as much goofy as he is, he's much more well-adjusted than Camille. Then again, he kind of had to be, because his parents... He comes from a poor family. His parents were literally working off-colony just so that they could afford the house for the kids, you know. And then Judo had to get extra money to put his sister through school, so they were very poor. So Judo had to be the man of the house, which is why he's so much more well-adjusted than Camille is. Camille's kind of a brat. So Amuro's probably drowning in money now, possibly. Some people seem to think that Amuro is the Haro, or Amuro is controlling the Haro. That would be interesting. Artesia is a type of rose. Also interesting. I'm leaning towards the idea that it's Sayla too. That Sayla did not go beyond the time, but it was just Char who did. If Char is talking to Shuji via the Gundam, does that mean he told him to sniff Machu? I don't know. Maybe. You never know. Char was kind of a womanizer. So only one colony dropped so far? Yeah, Operation British still happened. So there's just the one. But in return, they wanted to drop, you know, an asteroid onto the moon. The Federation did. So, but I also wonder, like, if General Rebel is still alive. You know, I wonder, I don't think they've said if Degwin is still alive either. He might not be. I wouldn't think so if they're talking about a Zeon Civil War. Amuro making the GQuuuuuux would make sense if the Haro's the decryption key for the Gundam. I don't think it was the Haro that was the decryption key, though. Maybe I'm remembering the episode wrong. Yeah, we got the attempted drop on Granada. Wiki says Shuji is 17, so he might be a year or two, because Camille would be 16 at the time. Turning 17 that year, it could still work. We'll see what happens. I'm curious to see what they're doing with it. Yeah, an electronic aardvark goes into what the next it was unlocking in episode 1. Okay, fair enough. I wasn't remembering that right then. But yeah, next episode we get the Black Tri-Stars. So I hope y'all are ready for Jet Stream Attack. I ain't a goddamn springboard. It looked like it was Mash and Ortega that were still alive. I don't think that Gaia is still with us. I think Gaia died. But I was curious how many Zeon Aces were still alive, and those two are. Now here's my question. I gotta know this, Chad. How in the dadgum are you going to do Jetstream Attack with two people. It just the mechanics of it just do not work now. Where's Ramba Ral? I hope he's alive. God, I hope Ramba's alive. That would be so cool. I love Ramba Ral. He's probably my favorite Zeon pilot. Aside from Char. So, very carefully. Oh, goodness. Amuro did kill a lot of Zeon aces. Yeah, he did. That's the crazy thing about him. Is that people like forget Texas 2. I forgot I talked about the Texas 2-step in the 1 Year War video, didn't I? But what up, Bernie? He might still be with us. It's possible. Because Christina the Alex never got made. So Christina McKenzie never piloted anything that we know of. Because the thing is that Ramba would have still been on Earth, but he would not have been deployed to go after the White Base, because the White Base was controlled by Zeon. Because he was basically the guy that was assigned by by Kycilia to get revenge for the death of Garma. So Norris Packard, Goof Custom, and Ramba Ral Goof Pilot are beloved. Damn right. I wish I could still grow my hair out like Norris. Because, I'm losing more hair. It's unfortunate. I'm probably gonna... you see how closely trimmed this side of my head is? This is probably gonna be the norm by next year for the top of my head. I'm getting old, man. Losing my hair. It sucks because... my biological father, he did not have a full head of hair as he got older, but he still had, the splotches that I have. But my splotches are getting so much thinner now that it's just not possible. So, I have abandoned growing my hair out again. It's going to be really fucking cold in the winter for me. I'm going to have to wear my beanie all the fucking time. I'm going to have to do a Tim Pool, which, that doesn't sound fun. I do have my beanie right here, though. I actually keep it handy. And then I've got my Anaheim Electronics hat in the other room. Haman Khan would be only 18 in GQuuuuuux since it happens in 85. It happens in 86. It's the year before Zeta would take place. Maybe Machu's Haman? How old is Machu? I thought she was younger. I thought she was 14 or 15. Let's have a look at the website. High school student, real blah, blah, blah. Does not say her age. The main website does not. I was under the impression she was 14. Yeah, Zeta happens in 87. This shows in 86. GQuuuuuux is 85? I'm pretty sure it's 86. Nope, you're right. It is 85. So yeah, Haman would be 18 at the time. Because she's 20 in Zeta. But yeah, Machu is, she doesn't look like she's that old. I don't think she's Haman. Because you gotta keep in mind, Haman was... practically Zeon royalty. And, because her father was an admiral. So, I don't think that she would be on side 6. I think she would just still be at Axis. But her dad probably wouldn't have to go through all the shit he went through to stay healthy. So Shuji can't be Camille? I don't know. Because Camille would be... He'd be 15 then in 0085. He might be... It's hard telling. We'll have to see what happens. Wonder who she would side with in the Civil War. I don't know if she would. Because... When it comes to Maharaja Karn... The Zabi he was closest to was Dozal. The only reason that Caecilia even tolerated Haman was because she was a new type. So if Haman chose, I don't think she would. I think she would probably lean towards Caecilia, because the fact of the matter is that in the lore, the only reason that the Karn family is alive is because of Dozal Zabi. So, no, Iggy, the Big Zam has been long created. We see mass production Big Zams in episode 2. Dozal's still dead, right? Yeah, Dozal is dead. So, I don't know. We'll have to see if they even touch it. I'm not 100% convinced that they're necessarily going to do that. I think they might stick to just figures that showed up in the original show, which Haman did not. The only reason I'm thinking Camille could be in this is just because of the time period when it takes place. But we'll see what happens. Those are all the connections. Without him, the Zabi family really does fall apart. Pretty much, yeah. Dozal was like the glue that basically held the family. Him and Garma are the glue that holds that family together. Because I'm not going to sit here and tell you that Dozal's a good man. For a Zabi, he's a decent guy. You know, it's the same thing with Garma. Garma, for a Zabi, is a decent guy. You know. Caecilia is honestly the only right choice in the Zeon Civil War if it's her or Giran. Yeah, because Caecilia probably doesn't want another war. Giran will. Because Giran is Hitler, as we all know. So yeah. It was such a good episode, though. God damn. It was such a good episode. Just fucking shit, dude. I'm so stoked about it. That's the crazy thing. Like, I wasn't quite sure how this was gonna go, but it's definitely getting interesting. Maybe Machu will win the Neo Zeon Civil War. I'm curious as to how that's going to play out. Because they're hinting at it, but I don't know if that's something that they're going to do in Season 1. The Tri-Stars being at Side 6, doing clan battle, is interesting to me. problem with the series is too fast paced still. I'm thinking the next episode is going to slow it down. That's what I'm thinking. I think they're going to slow it down a little bit. Because that was episode 3. No, it was episode 4. So we're kind of reaching like the midpoint of the season. So we're going to like get a couple of fun episodes. And then I think the ending of the season is going to be like the big climax to whatever they're building towards. To where they're either going to go to Earth or this Neo-Zeon Civil War is going to kick off. Did I read the comment about the fact that Machu is 17? Source the wiki. Let's have a look. It does say 17. Interesting. She is older than I thought. She does not look that old. Like, at all. You can see the Civil War being the Season 1 finale. Season 2 has Machu and company head to Earth. Kind of bouncing back and forth for the war on Side 6. Yeah, I could see it. Because the battle lines of it... Let me see if I can find that map of the sides that we used for... Okay, I found it. Give me just a second, guys. I need to stand up for a moment. Good Lord. Sorry, I had to readjust my my underwear. For the fellas in the chat, you know those moments where it gets a little too tight in a certain region? Yeah, just that. Ow. Fuck. But anyway. Who is... have a good one, Gabe. Who is beeping me? Why are you beeping me? When I'm midstream. Guys, remind me to spray Rena with a spray bottle. But anyway, so these are the sides. And as it is, side 1 and side 6, side 2 and side 5 are here. Tend to not be very Zeon heavy. Opposite side of the moon, you have side 3. This is the Principality of Zeon. And then side 7 and Luna 2, these are in control, or these are under the control of the Federation. So it's hard to say what's going to happen in regards to how a civil war would play out, but I'm kind of hoping we see it because, man, I hate Garen. So, placing your bet on the season ending with finding Sayla. I have a feeling that it's logical they asked for orientation. That happens the last year of high school. That is true. That was a good point. My theory is that one of two people is going to be found at the end of it. We're going to find Sayla. We're going to find Amuro. That's what I'm thinking. It's either going to be Sayla or Amuro. So, and one or the other will change things. Or we could find both. Por Caleb Nos Dos, right? I think the flower is either Sayla or Lala. I think it's Sayla. I think the moon child was Lala. That's what I think. Because she's giving, like, the fact that we're getting the same radiance and sound that we got from the Elmeth, it's got to be Lala soon. Has to be. And her and Char went beyond the time. But they're somehow still in the suit. Your vote's for Tem's new Gundam. That could be it too. I have a feeling that at some point we're probably going to get Federation versus Zeon again. Instead of what ended up happening around this time period, which was, you know, obviously the beginning of the Grips War was a couple of years afterwards. So, all right. So, I don't know if I have much else to say. Not really. So let's talk about other stuff. Has anybody in here had the opportunity to dive into Claire Obscure, Expedition 33? You think we'll see Zeta characters? I hope so. I certainly hope so. You heard it's good? It is. It's definitely like a love letter to the Persona games in how it plays. You don't know what it is? Oh, man. Claire Obscure is an RPG that came out. It was developed by a French team of former Ubisoft devs. That they did it. It's a AA title, and they did it with whatchamacallit. They did it on Unreal 5, but it runs a lot better than you would think. And it is it's a dark fantasy story with a sort of modern French art inspiration in the sense. And very surrealist. The main character in it looks a lot like Robert Pattinson, funnily enough, but he's voiced by Charlie Cox. And one of the bad guys is apparently voiced by Andy Serkis. So, I saw that and I'm like, God damn. But, the funny thing about it is, like, some people were calling it, like, a love letter to the Persona series. I'm like, I've played Persona 4, or at least a little bit of it. I really didn't like it. Largely because it had the faffing about problem. And I really hate the faffing about problem. And, yeah, 1900s France. That's a better reference. So it's not like Renaissance France or anything like that. But regardless, I don't want to get too into the lost in the weeds on it. The thing is like it doesn't have the bullshit, as I call it, of Persona. Of like the social link crap. Like I don't fucking care about that shit. Honestly. When I had to spend more than 30 minutes in a high school, I wanted to fucking kill myself when I played Persona 4. I was like, nah, dude, this sucks. I'm out. This is stupid. I fucking hate Japanese high schools. Go away. So, I've never played Persona, like, at all. Bellapock. Thank you, Damon. So there's nothing like that. It goes straight into the dark from the jump. And I love it. The tone is wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. I love the surrealism. I love the fact that it's very show don't tell in regards to a lot of things. It doesn't try to strip the wizard. Shit is just magical. It just is. We're not going to question it. It's called this. Okay. That's it. No stripping the wizard. Like, it's phenomenal. Like, I fucking I loved it. I'm loving it so far. I'm gonna play it slow though, because I'm not gonna play it today. It is such a dense experience. Like, you play a few hours of it and you're like, it's sort of like you go to a really good steakhouse. I know everything comes back to food with me, but it's everybody eats. Like, it's a good comparison point. But if you've ever gone to a really good steakhouse, or even like just like Texas Roadhouse, you go to Texas Roadhouse, you get a good steak, and you get the dinner rolls, right, and a side, and you eat the rolls and you eat all the steak and you eat the fucking sides. You feel like you're gonna fucking explode. That's how I felt playing a few hours of Expedition 33. Metaphor doesn't have that. You might like that better if you don't like Persona. I'll have to look into that, Axel. I've heard a lot of good things about Metaphor as well. You have Patch 8 and Baldur's Gate 3 and Oblivion Remastered on your plate at the moment? Yeah, that's a lot of time sinks. I played a little bit of Oblivion Remastered too. I'm one of those weirdos that I don't like Oblivion as much as I like Skyrim, which is really weird. Because like there's some problems, and if you could give me like I'm going to definitely be playing Skyblivion whenever it gets finished, because like that's perfect for me. Oblivion's tone and location with Skyrim's mechanics, I'll probably have a lot of fun with it. But anyway, it is something good. Why would they make a house out of steak? But yeah, Clair Obscur, Expedition 33, very good. I'm going to be taking small chunks out of it over probably like the next few weeks. I just want to digest it. Just take it in and enjoy what I get, because it's such a heavy experience. It's very rich. It's another good way. It's like when you start work on Heavy Arms Endless Waltz. Next month, maybe, because I would need to buy stands for them. I also need to get more hobby knife blades as well. So, that'll be a next month thing. But yeah, that was really cool. Also, if some of you guys saw it on X, when I said "don't be a white woman," that was my that was about the Cinder drama, because I saw it. People brought it up to me. I'm like, oh, this is funny. Like, of course, there's gonna be some white womaning. Of course there is. It's always the white women. Like, Almost always. It's almost always white women. You know? I can't think of a time when it's like the meanest, cattiest women you will ever meet in your lifetime. It's always white women. Almost always, man. And they always do shit like this, where they just snake people. White women are the fucking worst. Now, one thing I should say. No worries, Hydra. Have yourself a good night, buddy. There's always the VODs, right? But, white women... There's a difference between being a white woman and being a Caucasian female. Right? A white woman... A Caucasian female is just a woman who happens to have pale skin. You know? A white woman is the type of person that sips on Starbucks, tweets about how bad and oppressive the world is from their iPhone, and is absolutely fucking two-faced. They will act one way to your face, and they are planning your absolute fucking demise behind your back. They are looking for ways to goddamn destroy you. Because how dare you exist around them and take even a little bit of shine off of her. So LA Karens, it's just white women in general, man. It's not just like Los Angeles. Like, they're everywhere. That type is fucking everywhere. Some people who have been here for a few years before I started getting into the Gundam thing hardcore will tell you about the white women I've had to deal with. Like, it's not fun. Like, it's like white women are literally the worst. And they turn everything into high school. Fucking everything gets turned into high school. It's ridiculous. Like, they always bring high school style drama into fucking everything. And it's always for the dumbest fucking reasons. I'm gonna be a stereotypical man for a second and say that I feel like one of the things that undoes women more often than not is boob envy. Or things that are comparable to it. What in the God Gundam did I get into when I clicked this? What you got into, Spino, was me ending the stream with just me just talking about whatever. We already did the episode discussion, so I'm just answering questions from people and just talking about whatever's on my mind. But anyway, so this is something I've noticed that I noticed with a girl I dated a long time ago. And her friends as well, is that boob envy is a thing, and it is the demise of many a woman. Or just the envy about somebody that is a woman that has something they don't have. And at that point, they want to just fucking destroy you. Absolutely destroy you. And because they get mad about it. For no fucking reason. And it is so ridiculous to me. Boob butt talent envy. Yeah, because that's the thing. Boob envy kind of like goes into other things. Like, here's an example. I had a girlfriend in college. I ended up marrying her, and then we got divorced later. She was quite a looker. when she took care of herself, which she had very low self-esteem. So she didn't really kind of like realize how good she could look until she finally was around like women who genuinely liked her. Because she had the unfortunate high school life of going to high school with mostly white women, and her mom was very much a white woman. You know, so she was doomed from the start, which is a whole discussion. But regardless, I remember her and I had a long talk where she was just ranting about stuff. I want to say that we were in the backyard sitting on our porch while we were playing fetch with the dog. He was just a hyperactive husky. You could just play fetch with him for hours. It was awesome. I love that. I miss him. But she went off for probably like a good hour about how all of her friends had bigger boobs than her. And I'm just sitting here like just scratching my head. Because when it came to the genetic lottery, she did not lose. She was a good-looking girl. She had very wide hips. Caked up girl, basically. Caked up white girl, long legs, green eyes. Like she had she didn't have a whole lot going against her. I would say when it came to her chest, I would say she definitely falls into the medium is premium crowd. Kind of the low end of that scale. She wasn't flat at all, you know? So, it was so bizarre to me. Because it's like, basically all of her friends had large tracts of land, and she didn't. And she was jealous of that. I'm like, honey, you have legs for days. You have a phenomenal butt. You're in great shape. You're the type of person that has a crazy metabolism. She could eat anything and not gain a fucking pound. Or at least it was very hard for her to gain a lot of weight. She had such a small stomach for such a tall woman. And I'm like, and you're tall, you're 5'9". You know, I'm like, you have any idea? Like, you're a woman that could reach the top shelf. Like, you don't need giant tits. You don't. And I just, but I kind of realized at that moment that there are so many women that are like that, and it gets them to a point where either they get really depressed about it or they get really angry about it. And when I was reading through some of that Cinder stuff, I'm like, you can't say she has a fatter ass because then you're the bad guy. Let me tell you an actual conversation I had with this woman when we were dating. She said in front of a bunch of people, I don't know why she did this, because her and social cues just were not a thing. But she flat out asked me in public, she goes, do these pants make my butt look big? I said, no, your butt does, and it's awesome. I'm an ass man. I don't fucking care. You know? So yeah, I never got in trouble for it because I always thought it was a positive. But anyway, I just kind of realized at that moment, it's like, man, there's so many women like this. And it's so fucking stupid. You know? Like, it's so fucking dumb to me. Because it's like, I get it, you're jealous. Like, it happens. But at the end of the day, like, the only thing you control is yourself. You know? Like, I don't... And this was the correct answer. It was an answer that... The one thing that I've told... I've only been in love with 2 women in my life. And the one thing that I told both of them was that I love you. I love everything about you. So if you ever wonder if I don't for some reason, I'm going to embarrass you in public with an answer that I'm going to say something you can't believe I just said, and it'll drive the point home, you know, and make you not want to ask that question again because you realize, okay, like he loves me. It's, you know, it's one of those things where it's just like, I don't want you to question it because it's there and it ain't going anywhere, you know. Plus, I just always try to be honest. You know, I think that every relationship that I've been in has failed, sadly, to one degree or another, whether it was because of me or because of her. Which, like, looking through my past, it's like a 50-50 divide. And the one thing that always is the reason that I would get dumped, if it wasn't, aside from the marriage, like every girlfriend since that, the reason I would get dumped is because of a lack of commitment to, I basically got accused a lot of being kind of a drifter. And oftentimes when I would break up with somebody, it would be because of lack of honesty. So, can't comment on the ass of other women in front of my wife. She'll get very mad. Oh yeah, you should never do that. You should never do that. Never, never, ever, ever, ever comment on another woman when you're around your woman. I never did. I you know, unless they said something first. But usually whenever, you know, I've been in relationships, my focus is on my lady. I'm not thinking of anybody else. Last time I was honest, I got dumped. I'm of the opinion, and this is just me, it's good to set standards when you start. Like, every girl I've ever dated, like, I've told them from the start, I'm an honest person to a fault. I will tell you exactly what I'm thinking. And, you know, for good or ill. And you might not like what you hear. But you'll know it's honest. But my expectation is that you'll be honest with me. And some people, and this is the one thing that I've just kind of realized. There's a lot of people in relationships that are so fucking scared of what your partner is going to say to you that they never tell the truth. And that is such a bad thing to do. Like, the lack of communication kills so many relationships. Killed my parents'. You know? Hey, Warrior Hero, what's up, dude? But, like, and that's just in general. Like, not just with, like, relationships with women, just interpersonal stuff. Communication. If you have a problem with somebody, it's better to let them know what the issue is if there's someone who's close to you, like if it's a friend. If it's just like an acquaintance, like you don't talk to the person that much, and you don't need, them to know everything that you think, then that's different. But if it's a friend or it's someone you care about, or it's like a work relationship and you have to work together, communication is key. You need to be telling them what's going on, or else it will bite you in the ass. So my whole thing is just like, if I'm feeling a certain way about something, I just tell people. If I don't like it, I don't like it. If I like it, I like it. I'm not gonna bullshit you about it. If I think a certain way, or if I have a certain problem with it, I'm gonna tell you. I had to tell Xavier. Some of you guys have seen Xavier. If you listen to the podcast, you know Xavier. I've had to tell him multiple times, don't send me AI slop in any way, shape, or form. If I see AI art in a thumbnail, if I see AI art, or if it's like an AI art, like AI generated song, I don't want to see it. I'm not going to be super pleased about it. So, and I had to explain to him, I'm like, more than once, and try to communicate to him that it's not just like I don't like it thing. It's an I am morally opposed to AI being in the arts, because I think it's going to make us as lazy as a society. And the fact that we've already got people talking about replacing people with AI, as in jobs, dude, we're in trouble if that starts. Because it's just period, point blank. AI has no place in the arts. Because he'd be like, oh, well, this was an interesting sci-fi story. I'm like, I don't fucking care. Like, they could have hired somebody to do the art, but they didn't hire somebody to do the art. They just had an AI put together slop. That tells me that they don't give a shit about what they do. They're fucking lazy. I don't want to listen to their stuff. I don't want to hear what they have to say. Fucking bum. So I had to drill it through him, but that's the communication. I didn't want it to sit there in the air where there comes a point where, we're about to start a comic book project and he sends me all this AI art. And it's like, dude, no, we're not doing this. But yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, why even use it when there's also so many great artists out there putting out stuff? There was a dude who put together a song about the Black Templars from 40K. I don't know if the song itself was AI, but the art was. And I'm like, homeboy, the Black Templars from 40K, you made AI art of it? So all this shit wasn't good enough for you. Fucking really? None of this was good enough? None of this stuff that I'm clicking was good enough. Look at that fucking art of Helbrecht, man. Like, I'm astonished. You couldn't use any of this? You had to get some AI bullshit? What the fuck, man? Look at fucking Grimaldus there. Just fucking look at him. He's fucking awesome. Sorry, there's something on my monitor. There. Like, it just frustrates the shit out of me, man. Just fucking, it's so fucking lazy. Look how dope that is. Such a great faction. Or great chapter. I've already talked about the Overwatch and Gundam Wing collab. I think it's dumb. That's all I really have to say about it. I just think it's dumb. I don't play Overwatch, so it's like, eh. I'll just say right now, like, if this is all that they've got planned for the 30th anniversary of Gundam Wing, but you're going to throw all this other fucking bullshit at Seed, it's like, alright, I get it. You're just giving lip service to the Wing fans at this point. It's dumb. It's just like, whatever. They're prioritizing Japan. They don't prioritize the US. You know. Speaking of that Black Templar art, though. The Executioners are better? I don't know a whole lot about the Executioners. Formerly Loyalist Space Marine, rebelled against the Imperium. Oh, they sided with Huron Blackheart, though. They're traitors. But anyway. This is one of my favorite memes. There's that one. I need more 40k memes. Here's another one. Star Phantoms, man. See, a lot of people like the Star Phantoms, it seems. At least that, like, of the more obscure chapters. I don't know a whole lot about them. Yeah, I'm with you on that, BC. I understand it, I just don't like it. It's one of those things. What else do I have? Other good 40k memes? Well, here's a good one. Full auto. I've got a bullet here with your name on it. I'm gonna keep on firing until I figure out which one it is. Oh, that's a good one. A little bit of Death Watch action. What else do we have here? I actually have started playing Claire Obscure, Alien. We talked about it earlier. What else do I have? Oh, there's this one. Fanon versus Canon, a.k.a. Jesus fucking Christ, Reddit, shut the fuck up. Has anybody else that's a 40k fan in here found Redditors that say that they're into 40K profoundly annoying. Like, the Imperium is just not allowed to do anything cool if you're a Redditor. It's so fucking annoying. Reddit just ruins everything. What else do we have here? Oh, we have Kato. What else? Some Malum Kaido stuff. What else do we have meme-wise? Oh, there's this one. When there's heresy afoot. And then the last one. Oh wait, I have one more. This is the face that the Night Lords make every time that the Carcharodons show up. You know it's true. I love my Sharky boys, man. They're so great. Though the chapter is currently in mourning, for they prepare for the departure of their true chapter master, Gargura. She will be missed. But yeah, Redditors are all in on the elves and the Tau. Like, fuck off. Fuck that. Fuck the Tau. It's just... A chart comparing what percentage of Tau players play Farside Enclave. What percentage of that is in... it's actually in lore, would be funny. I have a feeling that if Redditors actually played the tabletop, a lot of them would probably play Shadow Sun instead of Farsight. Because, I mean, look at how many Redditors are communists. It's like, most of Reddit is 16-year-old communists from Europe. Or California. That's where most of them are. So they would probably use the Tau and use Shadow Sun. Plays Farsight because he's a Chad. Well, you know, for a Tau. For a Tau, he's alright. He's still very, very naive. And I really want him to fall to Korn. That would be one of those interesting things they could do. Greater good, like my greater foot in your ass. Pretty much. Where is the thing? Ah, here it is.
Come, Sergeant.
Heretics.
Calling yourself a community that cares.
Oh, but we do care, Nicholas.
It's all about
The greater good. The greater good.
How can this be for the greater good?
The greater good.
You see, as much as I enjoyed your wild theories, Sergeant, the truth is far less complex.
How can this be for the greater good?
The greater good.
Shut it!
Pretty much that. Oh, man alive. That's what I'm thinking. Honestly, that's my feeling. One of my favorite things. I don't know if any of you guys who are 40K fans have ever watched Play on Tabletop. They do a series called 40K in 40 Minutes. I remember they did an episode where Nick from that group, he always plays the Tau, was playing against the dude who almost always plays Space Marines, Steve. And they start doing, because he took out Shadow Sun, because Shadow Sun sucks. It's a terrible character. Takes her out, and he starts going and saying, well, in the lore, in this battle that we're based on, Shadow Sun actually was a body double, and they just start showing Steve's face as he has this look on his face of, I don't give a fucking care about the Tau. Please stop talking. While they just start, they just blank out the audio. I'm like, yeah, that is most Space Marine players, or really just anybody but the fucking Tau, whenever they hear Tau lore. Tau lore is like, shut the fuck up. Shut up. That's my attitude these days. That's the vibe shift. Has anybody ever realized that? Like, these days, it's like, people just need to shut the fuck up. Like, I saw, somebody showed me a video of somebody freaking out that they painted one of the Space Wolves in the upcoming update that they're getting, made the character look not white. And then he does this whole fucking ranting video of we was Space Wolves and shit, and I'm like, motherfucker, in the grim dark, it says in the grim darkness of the far future there is only war. It doesn't say in the grim darkness of the far future everybody's pasty as fuck, you dipshit. Christ. Paint them however you want, they're miniatures. At this point, you're just complaining about black people being in things, and it's fucking getting old. Shut the fuck up. Yeah, the whole point of 40K is your army is your dudes. Exactly. You want to paint all your guys as white, you can. Go for it. Maybe I want to have a Black Templar army with Brother Leroy, or it's a black guy with a bowl cut, because that sounds hilarious. You know? Like, maybe I want to do that. But it's so fucking dumb. It's the same thing when people were saying that in Space Marine 2, there wouldn't be people of Asian descent or black descent in Ultramar. It's like, motherfucker, Ultramar is 500 goddamn worlds. 500! And you think there's no black people or Asians there? Shut the fuck up! God damn it, man. Stop talking. Enough of your fucking bullshit. Saw Yorch bitching about that in Expedition 33, like, black people existing in this disrespectful European history. It's not Europe. Yeah, exactly. It's not European history. It's a fantasy game. It's not set in France. It's based on the architecture and the art style. That's it. What the fuck? Just like, I just see that. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Shut up. You sound stupid. Your opinion is wrong. Shut the fuck up. Yeah, see people complain about black guardsmen. Yeah, exactly. Like, really? The Horde army of the Imperium isn't gonna have black people? Are you fucking kidding me? Like, we need Pink Guy. We need Filthy Frank back. Honestly. To just tell people to shut the fuck up and to kill themselves. Like, good God. Stop talking. It is so goddamn annoying. I saw that and I'm like, I'm done. I'm done entertaining it. I'm done talking about it. The culture war is fucking stupid. You're all gay. All of you. Both sides. You're all fucking each other in the butts. That's what you're doing. All this is one giant fucking circle jerk. It's a game of tag, and it's really annoying. The rest of us normal people would just like to enjoy what's in front of us. Shut up. I'm getting so sick and fucking tired of this, like, don't have fun crowd. Yeah, it's the Imperium of Man, not the Imperium of Crackers. The Imperium doesn't have a whole lot of seasoning going on. It's not because of an increase of white people. It's because the whole universe is basically poor. God damn it, man. Stop talking. I mean, at the very least, the mask is off now. Like, a lot of these people, it's just like, you just have a problem with black people being in things. Like, alright, well, I'm not going to engage with you anymore. You come talking to me, my response is going to be, shut the fuck up. Stop talking. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to listen to you. You're retarded. Go away. Yeah, Mensch is 100% spot on. It's a symbiotic relationship. Like every culture war YouTuber, it's just fucking they are completely and totally in a symbiotic relationship. It's how they all make money. It's how they all grow their audiences. You know? It's so fucking wild to me. It's like there's other problems in the world. And that are so much more severe than this. And just the temperature just is not going down at all. Yeah, you're right. If somebody's going to paint their minis, they can do it however they want. Exactly. Painting in itself is freedom. You know, like in the Gunpla community, we say, like, Gunpla is freedom, right? You can do whatever you want with it. Lord knows I have. You know? Do it however you want. Have fun. Enjoy it. That's the point. Right? So, to have these people just consistently doing this over and over again, I'm so sick of it. So just sick and tired of hearing about it. And I'm just at a point where it's like, I want nothing to do with this. I want nothing to do with this anymore. If we're getting to a point where if just a black person just shows up that it's the end of the West, I don't want anything to do with you. Because it's not the end of the West. You're just being a fucking racist. And if you sit there and say, can you blame this? Yes! It's your decision! Like, Jesus Christ. Yeah, someone else puts it quite well. Do as you wish, but don't force your views on everyone. And Jared wants to get the conversation back to the... I'll stop being angry. I'll calm down a little bit. Do you have any theories on who Anki is, since she seems to have some insider knowledge on the Red Gundam? She's the chick with the... Yeah, Anne. Yeah, she... I have a feeling she was a one-year war veteran. I have a feeling she was specifically a Federation veteran. Ridiculous, man. Absolutely ridiculous. Well, guys, we've gone for a couple hours, which is a little longer than I thought we were going to go. I think we'll go ahead and bring this to an end. A big thank you once again to the couple of you that were generous with super chats. One of you was very generous, so it's very much appreciated. Helps me quite a bit with the bills. My plan is to stream again tomorrow. I'm going to go ahead and move the last few boxes that I have in here that have comic books in them, and go ahead and move them out. What is the plan for Heavy Arms? I don't have the plan is to paint it at some point, but not until I buy a couple stands to make sure that it can actually like be stood up on the shelf. So does kind of suck this ended on a sour note. The stream or the video or the movie or the episode? Because let me show you guys. All right, we won't end just yet. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. What I need to finish. So we won't end just yet. What I need for me to do the next two is I need a couple of these. I'm going to go and wishlist that. I need a couple of these before I can, before I'm going to do them. Because I do not want them just on their feet. So once I've got the money for it, we will go ahead and do that as well. One thing I'm curious about, what builds have I put on here? Let's have a look, shall we? So this was my Rick Dom. Give you guys an idea of the gunpla that I've done. The Rick Dom came out pretty well. This was the Barbatos that I did. That sadly broke recently. It's a good site to get gunpla from. I like new type. But I'll go over that here in just a second to give you some more details. There's the Marasai I did. You guys have seen the Tall Geese. Here's the GPO3. This one took a bit of work to get looking good. But I'm quite proud of it. Yeah, the Barbatos had LEDs in its head. So when it broke, I was very sad. Here's my Alex 2.0. There's the shield gimmick. So there's that one. One of my Mark IIs. Hey, Batzilla. Pretty good there. I got to get a good rant in, too. This one I actually got Build of the Week for, oddly enough. Here is the Wing Zero, the one that I have over there. I did this in metallic paints. Came out really well. The gun cannon that I did. This one had stickers and decals. Obviously, the decals look so much better because you see that outline right there. That drives me crazy. But this was a good build. I liked the gun cannon quite a bit. My Wing Gundam. Really like how this one came out. You did indeed miss a rant, Batzilla. It was a pretty good one, too. And then finally, my Gelgoog. My Char's Gelgoog, specifically. It's a big mobile suit. But yeah, this is where I get mobile suits. Where I get my master grades from. The next one that I would like to build after the stack behind me is done. I've done so many of these at this point. God. I'd really like to do the Gyaradoga. I have a little shelf space for that. It's kind of a bummer that there's not many Titans mobile suits that got master grades. But once a Hyzak comes in, I definitely want to get my hands on it. I have no more room for Xeon 1 Year War stuff, sadly. A little bit of room for Federation. But yeah, new type is good. They always have good selection. You got your hands on the Vidar? I have not. That would be a fun one to do as well. But anyway. New type I go to because they have probably the best selection of any website out there. Plus, if you like other anime and want figurines of that as well, they sell those too. So, they got a lot of cool stuff. Also, USA, I'll load up a bunch of them. To kind of go over the general ones. So, yeah, new type is what I mostly go through. A lot of the reason being is, like, whenever I buy paints from them, if you just buy paints, usually they don't charge you a whole lot for shipping. So they've got that going for them. Gundam Place is really good too. They have a pretty good selection. The big thing with these guys that I like about them, they also have Warhammer stuff. See, they've even got Farsight in stock. But they stock on Warhammer stuff too. But they also have figures, 30-minute missions, Horopla. They have resin and conversion kits. Funko stuff if you're into that. But the one thing I love about them is they have a ton of diorama stuff. And more than a lot of the other shops, they stay stocked on this stuff. So if you're big on dioramas, this is the place to go. USA Gundam Store is pretty good. The other thing, these guys also have really good selections and everything. What do they have in for master grades right now? Funko's fucking cringe. Yeah. Oh, Baleful, thank you for $5, dude. See that now the notifications are going up. I was watching Wing episode 11 yesterday or the day before. What was the other Oz MS other than the Tragos? They don't look like Leos. Episode 11. I'd have to look it up. I don't remember off the top of my head. If you describe them, I could probably tell you though. But anyway, they have the VDAR for pre-order. They usually have good selections. They are now starting to stock more third-party kits that are also master grade. That would be considered a master grade. It's the Ares. Like there's this 1/100 Jetta that is getting made. But they usually keep good stock. They're actually going to be getting the master grade version of the O in. I might try to get my hands on this if I get some more money. But yeah, they've got good selection. Shipping is going to be about $10 more often than not. Like a hybrid between the Taurus and the Leo in the Leo color scheme. It's in the episode where they blew up the town. Bear with me for a second. I will look that up right now. Episode 11. So this is the whereabouts of peace. I'm just flicking through it real quick. So there's the Magwanok. Sorry, the whereabouts of happiness, not the whereabouts of peace. They've also got the Magwanok. Magwanoks could be fitted into a turret as well. So they've got the Magwanok turrets here. Which admittedly, I think I neglected to mention that in the videos I did. So there's the Tragos. With the, and the Tragos, they specifically have them in the hover deployment. And then there's some Leos. And that's about it. I think Ronan's just throwing stuff at the wall. But anyway, USA Gundam store, though, really good selection. Another one with good selection is Gundam Pros. Apparently they restocked on stuff from Splash, huh? Called Mecha Empire. Apparently with some dude called Barbatos Rex on YouTube. Might look at these later. Anyway, Gundam Pros. The great thing about them is if you get an order of over $150 or more, they cut the shipping charge completely off. They also have this thing where if you can also set stuff aside to build a build list, and then you can put like a cutoff point in regards to how much money that you want to have it set at, and once you've paid that much money in model kits, they send it out to you as a group instead of paying for like one kit, then waiting for a bit, then buying another kit, so on and so forth. Is it bad? I know all the MS of Gundam Wing. There's nothing wrong with that. No, I'm not going to judge you for it. Yeah, these guys have a good selection. They've got that Pylo Gunpla thing that you can do, which is really cool. Then you have Galactic Toys. These guys have a bit higher of shipping, but they also carry Warhammer. Apparently, they're doing free shipping right now. And then they have a pretty good Gundam selection as well. What do they have on sale? They have the starter set for sale. Krieger set. Redemptor Dreadnought. Kill Team stuff. Which, I want to look at this Kill Team thing. Allows you to build 10 Nemesis Claw Space Marines. Lionel Johnson on sale for $60. Nice. A lot of Dark Angel stuff. But no, you got Calgar there. If you want Calgar. So. But they usually have good selections. And they might have stuff that other sites don't have. We'll sort low to high. So they have the ball in stock. They have the no grade 1/100 of the Sword Impulse. So yeah, sometimes they'll have no grades in stock that other stores don't have if you're interested in those. Let's see here. They have the Turn A in, which I don't see a lot of sites that have the Turn A or are able to keep the Turn A in stock. Cubile. Stuff like that. So they're another option. Then you've got the ones that have lower shipping. 1752 into the episode. I'll have to pull it back up. $17.52. Make sure I've got the audio turned off. Yeah, those are that's just a Tragos. There's a Tragos that has the cannons on it, right? And then there's another mobile suit that's standing right next to it. That's the same mobile suit. It's just another Tragos. The Tragos, the thing about the Tragos, its legs fold out. So it can be in a hover form like a gun cannon, or it can be used as just standard infantry. What is a no grade? It basically just means it's a high grade mobile suit, but it's 1/100 scale. So it doesn't have the inner frame of a master grade. But yeah, these guys have good selection. Now, Lunar Toy Store. These guys don't really have great stock very often. However, they will sometimes have stuff that other stores don't have, which is always nice. Their shipping is $4. So these guys are usually the first place I check. Because I could save a lot of money by going to these guys instead of going to anywhere else, really. And then finally, Big Bad Toy Store, which these guys have a lot of stuff. Yeah, $4 flat. Oh, they're still sold out of those. Whoa. They're... Oh, no, they're undercharging for the MGEX. That's interesting. The thing with these guys, never get a pre-order with them because they never ship out on time. But they usually have a decent collection of stuff. I always sort of high to low here. And on top of that, sometimes they will have P Bandai stuff. It will be overpriced compared to what you could get it on P Bandai. But if it's not on P Bandai at the moment, you can still get your hands on it. Because this here is a P Bandai kit. It's the F90. Or one of the F90s. But they've got a decent selection these days. And again, these guys also $4 shipping. So, recently picked up an airbrush. Any tips? Always stay stocked on thinner. Always. That is the one thing that has bit me in the ass more than anything, is if I'm low on thinner. Because I keep two different types of thinner with me. I have rapid thinner, which is specifically for metallic paints, and I have standard thinner. And always make sure that it's the right stuff for your paint type. Because I use lacquers. So, in fact, I'm going to have to find... Oh, it's right there. I was about to say to myself, I'm going to have to find my mask. But... So, yeah. Bad that I like MS from side stories more than I like the main series? Nah. Everybody's got their own tastes. Alright, guys. I'm going to call it here. Because I've got some stuff I want to get done around the apartment. I got to move these boxes out of here. Got to move my shoes out of here, too. So I've got room to work. Yeah, clean the dog shit out of your airbrush. Because that's what I'm going to be doing tonight. I'm going to clean my airbrush. I'm going to box back up the Nightingale and get it out of here. Probably put it somewhere else in here in the office. And then we are doing the Rick Diaz challenge tomorrow. So, on that note, I will see you guys tomorrow. Hopefully, unless something happens. So, everybody have yourselves a great evening. I'll see you next time.